Thank you all for all being here with us today. It's an exciting day, as I said before, because not only are we breaking ground on a new fire hall, but we're also going to be seeing some history in the making as they move the red caboose. Please join me in welcoming District 22 Councilwoman Dr. Sherry Weiner.
Can y'all hear me? Or do I need to talk louder? I can talk louder. A little bit louder, okay? Or turn the volume up, that works too. So stories are told all through history about people, places, things, and events. Our fire hall and Red Caboose Park have a really rich history and are symbolic of Bellevue's contributions to the Nashville and Middle Tennessee story. Bellevue citizens started the volunteer fire department. Am I doing that? I guess it's the wind. Bellevue citizens started the volunteer fire department because being in the General Services District, there was no fire hall outside of the downtown core. One of the top-rated fire departments in the country was volunteer, and it was right here in Bellevue. And it was originally housed on Old Harding Road, but it moved to the current location as part of a deal with Metro back in the 1980s. I don't know how many of you remember, but back in 1980, Bellevue High School was closed by Metro, and there was a huge uprising. And Bellevue leaders threatened to secede from Metro. So part of the deal to keep that from happening, Bellevue got the community center, the library, the fire hall, and the park. So all of that happened back about 1980. And so this day comes about 8 years in the making, insofar as the day that I asked Mayor Dean after we had broken ground for the Bellevue Library, I said, let's ditch the media. Sorry, guys. Let's ditch the media, and I'm going to take you into the fire hall because I want you to see the conditions that they're living in. And so it was at that point that we ended up on the wish list. And 8 years later, thanks to Mayor Briley, here we are today at a groundbreaking. So thank you. We appreciate it. This has not been without its complications. We went looking for the right location all over Bellevue. And after 6 to 9 months of striking out every turn, we decided there's no place like home. So we're going to stay put and expand right here. Relocating the community center took a village. If it weren't for Mayors Dean and the Predators and Tim Sidema and Parks and Mayor Barry, this couldn't have happened. And so it was a cooperative effort, and we're really fortunate that we had an empty library sitting right over here that we were able to use for the community center in the interim. Suffice it to say, it has been complicated. And were it not for the cooperation of the Fire Chief Will Swan and General Services Director Nancy Whittemore, Metro Schools David Proffitt, Bellevue Middle Principal Mark Pittman, Parks Director Monique Odom, and Parks Project Manager Rebecca Ratz, I hope I didn't leave anybody out. The logistics of this have come off seamlessly as a result of everybody's cooperation. Did I mention budget delays? There were those too. And the pesky caboose that was sitting right in the way of the footprint of the fire hall. And I know that we had shared that we were going to watch them move it from here down there, but because of the wind and because of some safety concerns, they went ahead and took it down there. And when we finish here today, we'll be watching it go to its final resting place, which will be down in front of the park. Just a couple of things about the caboose. Councilman Vic Lineweaver and Jim Fike, who was with Metro Parks years and years ago, about 98, I think, decided that they wanted to retrieve a caboose and bring it up here so the kids would have something really cool to look at and play on. And I had thought that it was to pay homage to the fact that Bellevue started at a railroad track, but apparently that wasn't the story. But I think it's a cool thing to think about. Anyway, regardless, it's a Bellevue landmark. Now, quickly for my shameless plug, we have 5 days that we have to stop selling bricks. So if you want your name and your family's name to be part of the life of the playground down there and to go along with the 500 bricks that we already have that'll be part of it, that were sold back in 1996, make sure you go see somebody over at that table and buy a brick. If you're not equipped to do that today, you can go to redcaboosepark.org/brick. And Mayor Briley, you can also buy a bench. So, and I'm sure Robin Dillon and her handy band of volunteers back there will be happy to make that happen for you. So, Team Bellevue stepped up again. We're really excited that we're here. It's time, and I would like to turn the stage over to who? Who's next? There you go.
Thank you. Please join me in welcoming Director Chief William Swan from the Nashville Fire Department.
Well, I'm so glad that Council Lady Weiner went first. She took a lot of the history, which saved me from doing a lot of talking. I'm also glad that the mayor has to buy a bench, and I'm just getting a brick. So, but with that being said, though, when we look at our history, we have come a long way. Very humble beginnings back in the early 70s, where you had a simple Bellevue volunteer department. We had one med unit or ambulance that actually set up under our ironing. To 1989, we moved the Nashville Fire Department here and to the current location. And as we look at this humble beginning, we understand that when we look at the future, anytime you look at the future, we always got to look at what things going to be. What's the possibility of growth? We appreciate the growth in Nashville, Davidson County. And it even shows how we do our business as far as building buildings or projecting what could possibly happen in the near future, not just 10 years, 20 years from now. So we're going to come from a very small building of 8,000, two-bay, 8,000 square foot fire station to the new station will be a four-bay, 19,000 square foot. That just shows the sheer growth. And what that does is give us the flexibility and the capacity to grow the same rate that this area will grow. One other tidbit that Council Lady Winter left out, and I know all the guys that worked at Station 37s will agree with this. Anybody that's done any time worked at Station 37s, this is probably one of the smartest fire stations, not just in Nashville, but probably in the nation. And that's because they shared it with the library. So, but we're very excited and we're very appreciative, especially of the citizens and Council Lady Winter, and then also our current mayor, David Briley, who is definitely a friend of the fire department. He feels the same way I do. Anytime we have to grow and we look at the future, we always got to look ahead. So if you would help me welcome our mayor, David Briley.
Thanks, Chief. Anybody who tells you that the mayor can do whatever they want, I want to prove to you that that is not true, because I have requested permission to operate the crane, and I've been told that I will not be given that opportunity today. So clearly, the mayor cannot do whatever he or she wants to do. So if you come to Bellevue, which I'm glad to be in Bellevue today, it is probably the city's best example of the fact that we are not just committed to downtown development and the core of the city, but we're also we're committed as a community to making sure that no matter where you live in Nashville, we're going to invest in the infrastructure and resources necessary for you to be successful. Whether it's the fact that we're going to renovate Red Caboose Park or add a new and improved fire station here, or the fact that we've acquired land for a new high school to be located in Bellevue and have started the planning process for that already, or our city's financial tax investment in the new community center and ice rink that's taking place just a few miles from here, maybe not even miles from here. So I attribute the fact that Bellevue is doing so well really to one person. And that is Council Lady Sherry Weiner. And over her 7.5 years or 7+ years as a district councilwoman for the 22nd district. She has done a lot. And she has really demonstrated what it means to be a district council member. And our city has made a fundamental mistake, and we have term limits, so she can't run for re-election. So, I mean, I just have to say that. We would love to have her back for as many years as she wanted to stay. I'm sure there's somebody here who wants to run for her spot, so no offense intended to you as well. So, on top of having a great council member here, the city has great leaders in all our departments, from Chief Swan to Nancy Whittemore from General Services, who's going to make sure that all of this happens right, on budget, on time, under budget, early. She's going to do that. To Monique Odom, who runs the country's best park system here in Nashville. I want to say thank you to all of them. To all of the firefighters who are here today, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for your service to the city. We greatly appreciate everything you do for the city of Nashville, and hope you will see. And we hope that you appreciate that the construction of this new facility is part of our commitment to you as servants in this city, but it's not all we know we need to do for you. So with that, I want to say thanks for being here. Bellevue is the best, and let's get started. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mayor. And with that, we're going to move over here and we're going to break some ground. Look up here.